Chapter 7. The Name on the Bullet, Embedded Commands. There is a particular thrill in watching a master hypnotist work. They will tell a long, rambling story about a man walking through a forest. As they describe the leaves crunching underfoot, the sound of the birds, the quality of the light filtering through the trees, they will subtly change their voice, they'll lower it slightly, emphasize certain words, mark them out with a tiny pause. You know, as that man walked deeper into the woods, he began to feel a sense of peace. He didn't know why, but he knew he could simply let go of all the tension he'd been carrying. He realized he could relax now, deeper than he had in months. The conscious mind hears a story about a man in a forest. The unconscious mind hears the commands. Simply let go. Relax now. This is the art of embedded commands. It's the subliminal message that doesn't need a backmasked record or a flash on a movie screen. It lives in plain sight, disguised as narrative. In Dark NLP, this is the sniper rifle of influence. The performance review. A manager is giving feedback. They lean forward, maintaining strong eye contact. They speak slowly, marking out the commands with a slight nod of the head. I was reviewing the Q3 data, and it reminded me of a time early in my career when I had to work with focus on a difficult client. It wasn't easy, but I found that when I chose to trust my instincts, the path became clear. And I see that same potential in you. I think you could really achieve results if you applied that same intensity on the surface. A story about the manager's past, below the surface. Work with focus, trust your instincts, achieve results. The employee's conscious mind is busy processing the story, the compliment, the context. But the commands have been delivered. They've been whispered directly to the part of the brain that doesn't have a filter. The employee walks out feeling strangely motivated, as if they've just had a profound insight about their own potential. They have no idea that motivation was installed, not born. The darkly comic element. You can do this in romantic settings with devastating effect. A whispered story about a past lover. I remember the way she looked at me, and I knew in that moment I could kiss her now, without thinking, without hesitation. I could just feel the connection. The target's name isn't in the story, but the command is. And if the rapport is strong enough, they will feel a sudden, inexplicable urge to be kissed. They will wonder where that urge came from. They will think it's love, or chemistry, or fate. It's just syntax. Chapter 8. The Semantic Stack, E-prime and Logical Levels. Let us ascend for a moment to the ivory tower of linguistics. There is a concept called E-prime, a version of English that forbids the use of any form of the verb to be, like is, am, are, was, or were. The theory is that to be creates false equivalencies. For example, the CEO is a tyrant is a statement of identity, an unchangeable fact. But I feel the CEO acts in ways I experience as tyrannical is a statement of perception, which can be discussed, examined, and changed. Dark NLP weaponizes this distinction. If you want to trap someone in a box, you use the language of being. If you want to free someone from a box or, guide them into a better one, you use the language of becoming or experiencing. The logical levels of change, as mapped by Robert Dilts, are a ladder. First, identity, who you are. For instance, I am a failure. Second, beliefs and values, why you do things. I don't deserve success. Third, capabilities, how you do things. I don't know how to network. Fourth, behavior, what you do. I didn't go to the event. And finally, environment, where and when. The event was across town. A person stuck at identity, saying to themselves, I'm a failure, well, they simply cannot be helped by changing their environment. It's a bit like treating a broken leg with a new pair of socks. It's just the wrong level, isn't it? Dark NLP knows that to destroy a person, you attack the top of the ladder, and to build them up, you do the same, but with, different materials. The destruction! You're late again. Some people are just built to disappoint. It's not about the time, it's about who you are. You're the kind of person who lets others down. This is really an attack on identity, level 5. It's a poison that, seeps down the ladder. Now their lateness, their behavior, isn't a traffic issue anymore. It's become proof of their worthless identity. The reconstruction with hidden strings. A manipulator wants you to work for free on their project. They don't attack your identity. Instead, they offer you a new one. I've been watching you. Most people see this project as just a job, but you see it differently. You're not the kind of person who just clocks in and out. You're a creator. You're someone who builds things because you believe in them. And creators, people of real vision, they don't wait for permission or a paycheck. They just build, because that's who they are. Look at the ladder they've built for you. They gave you a new identity, a creator. They gave you a new belief. You build because you believe, not for money. They've now linked your behavior, working for free, to your shiny new identity. You will work for them for free and, well, you will feel noble doing it. You're not a sucker, you're a creator. They didn't pay you in currency, they paid you in an identity. It's cheaper that way, and honestly, infinitely more profitable. The humor here is the ultimate tragedy of the human condition. We will trade our time, our money, and even our freedom for a better story about who we are. The Dark NLP practitioner is a traveling salesman, and his product is identity. He buys low and sells high, and we are always in the market. Always in Chapter 9, The Silence of the Scapegoat, the meta game. So we've discussed the tools, the presuppositions, the embedded commands, the pacing and leading, the reframes. But you know what happens when two masters face each other? What happens when, well, the hypnotist meets the hypnotist? This is the metagame. This is where dark NLP becomes, honestly, high art, and the dark humor turns into something like Greek tragedy. Two people, both fluent in the language of influence, sit across a negotiating table. Every sentence is a chess move. Every pause is a tactic. He says, I feel like we're both reasonable people who just want to find a fair solution. Pacing, presupposing reasonableness, setting the frame of fairness. She thinks he's framing the negotiation as a collaborative search for fairness. He's trying to anchor me to a concept he'll later define. I need to break the frame. She says, I wonder if fair is even the right word. Fair to whom? Based on what metric? Maybe we should stop worrying about labels and just look at the data. Reframing, challenging the presupposition, leading him into her world of cold, hard data. The conversation continues, a silent war fought with syntax. Neither concedes ground, because, well, ground is just a metaphor, and metaphors are weapons. The punchline? The winner is rarely the one with the best arguments. The winner is the one who can make the other person feel like they won, because if you feel like you won, you'll defend the outcome, you will become an advocate for the deal. You'll call your friends and tell them how brilliantly you negotiated. The true victor simply watches, smiles, and counts the money. That right there is the final darkest joke. The ultimate victory in the game of influence is to have your opponent celebrate their own defeat. Final chapter, the laughter in the dark. So, where does this leave us? Are we all just puppets, dancing on strings of syntax we cannot see? Perhaps. But, you know, awareness is the scissors. The goal of understanding dark NLP is not to become a monster. It's to recognize the monster when it wears a human face and speaks in a human voice. It's to hear the embedded command in the compliment, to spot the presupposition in the question, to feel the velvet rope of pacing and leading and, well, simply refuse to be led. The dark humor of it all is that the universe has no interest in our consent. Gravity doesn't ask if you want to fall. Time doesn't care if you want to age. And language, that most human of tools, will always have the power to shape us, whether we like it or not. The only choice we have is whether we shape it consciously or let it shape us by accident. Listen closely. The whispers are everywhere. In the advertising jingle, the political slogan, the lover's plea, the boss's feedback. They are asking you to feel a certain resonance. They are wondering if you will simply let go and trust them. The question is, will you? And if you do, will it be because you chose to? Or because they built a cathedral of certainty so beautiful you forgot you had a choice at all? The answer, like the best hypnotic suggestion, is waiting for you to discover it. Perhaps in the silence after this video ends, perhaps in a conversation tomorrow, perhaps right now, as you feel a strange urge to read this one last time, just to make sure you caught it all. After all, knowledge is power, but the feeling of knowing, that's just another door.
If you found this guide empowering, take the next step in strengthening your personal boundaries. Save this video and return to it whenever you need a reminder of your own power. Share it with a friend who could use these strategies. You might be the catalyst for a positive change in their life. Follow and subscribe for more content like this as we continue to explore the tools and mindsets for building an unbreakable character and a life of your own design. Stay sharp, keep focus. You deserve the best.